This is Digital Anarchist at GitLab Commit London 2019.
Hi, and welcome back. This is Mitch Ashley with Digital Anarchist and DevOps.com. We are here in London at the GitLab Commit conference. Been a great day so far. We're about halfway through the day and had several keynotes and some great speakers. I'm happy to be joined by Will Hall, who also has a session this afternoon. Will's a DevOps consultant with HeleCloud. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mitch, for having me.
Tell us about you. Tell us a little bit of your background and also about HeleCloud.
Oh, so in terms of background, I used to be a software developer, I think, and I've moved into DevOps probably over the last 7 or 8 years, where we're spending a lot more time focusing on the processes around deploying software and infrastructure to build solutions for people, which is the eventual aim of what we do. I mean, at HeleCloud, we work providing consultancy for people either doing cloud-based migration kind of work or helping them upskill their teams or move to like a DevOps culture. So personally, I do a lot of work with infrastructure as code, CI/CD, security, policy as code, that kind of thing, which really, it matches well with GitLab's vision, but it's, part of what HeleCloud does as a growing consultancy. We've got kind of offices in London, Netherlands, and Bulgaria, and we provide, a whole range of services for all kinds of customers doing that. And I'm one of the people who help to deliver end solutions to people, really.
Great. Well, you are focused on a particularly interesting area because when an organization starts to adopt DevOps, there's lots of things. It's not just let's use a different tool set, but of course setting up the tool set infrastructure, that software infrastructure that enables CI/CD or review of code and security scanning of code, et cetera. What do you find organizations struggle with the most trying to do it themselves? What are the barriers or obstacles when they pick up the phone and say, hey, Will, come over and help us?
The thing I probably most experience is what I'd like to say is maybe semi-fulfilled visions. So they have an idea of, we're going to bring in Terraform as a tool for infrastructure as code. And so they start writing straight away, we're going to write a bunch of infrastructure as code tools and we're going to hit apply, and don't think about the concept of why they're really doing it to actually be able to transfer that knowledge between one person and another, and human interface and a computer interface, and that's probably where we see the big challenges, at least for where I work, is people have started to take steps, but the initial enthusiasm has hit up against a whole world of other tools that they may be looking at, and also that they're struggling with the internal concept, which can be as much about politics and culture inside the business as it is. We live in an amazingly flexible world of tools, and trying to find the direction for everyone to go in is kind of a big thing for us, just to make sure everyone gets aligned. And when you can get that alignment, you can work so much faster and really start to accelerate what you do with tools, whatever you pick, be it GitLab, which is a great tool, or Terraform or Vault, or any kind of software that really is delivering that DevOps vision.
Yeah. A question that I've asked some other people is DevOps kind of has this persona about the culture of being able to use any tool you want, plugging something in, maybe you use it for 6-9 months, plug in a different tool, et cetera, but not being really tied down and have a lot of flexibility. GitLab brings a comprehensive set of tools in that whole software chain, and also has integration capabilities too, of course. What do you see as the adoption for a tool like GitLab's, going from that I like to do it all myself to, I need to get on with creating some business value code, not just infrastructure code?
I mean, my history with GitLab goes back to 2016, and I'm pretty sure that we brought it on board because we wanted to have on-prem version control. We didn't think about, how we were going to do CI at that round, how we're going to do issue management. We just wanted version control. And suddenly we started to pick up and think, well, actually, we were evaluating CI platforms as an architecture group. Well, we've already got one.
Here. Yeah.
We were evaluating issues. We've already got an issue platform. And it's something that I've discussed with people of their hitting out a lot of features all of the time, building on the values that I think are really what DevOps people want, but also what gives a lot of internal value to software, because realistically, we don't want to be dragged into turf wars about the technology solutions you choose. It's just getting stuff out and being able to build those interfaces with people.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because you don't have to make it every tool in the tool chest. This is one decision to buy all of that at once. Maybe it is just taking on source code, CI/CD, deployment, monitoring. Maybe one of those is the place to start, and then you can evolve into other pieces.
Absolutely, and you get that kind of option with a comprehensive tool set. But you can just start with version control and think of how you're going to do workflows as a beginning, and it soon starts to. I think it becomes an evolutionary process as you become more cloud native. The term is, or modern software paradigms. You get additional things that are there for you when you're ready to move into them. And I'm hoping with the future of GitLab as well that we start being given more tools than we are anticipating that we're using at the moment. And I think that's a really valuable thing when you choose any kind of software. You aim, at least in my roles, I aim for the future for people. Providing what works now is great, but providing what's going to give them more value in the future is really where the gold dust is, right?
You don't have to be doing this again in 6 months, right?
Hopefully not.
Tools. So you have a talk coming up this afternoon.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your talk.
So I'm doing a talk about GitLab Pages, which is really a simple way to be able to host static websites inside your GitLab instance. And I think it's one of the less shouted about areas. But when I previously have worked doing a lot of web development, and there is a whole, there's a massive industry about putting out small web applications, be it, WordPress ones or static sites. And the big value that I think GitLab provides is when I no longer have to leave GitLab to be able to distribute hundreds of sites. I can write a little bit of Markdown, I can apply a company theme set, and anyone can be able to, providing they've got a GitLab account, whack up another site. And you can bring the barrier to entry really down for getting people access to do what they want. And especially because it's not, in my mind, it's not meant to be that hard. We have created a lot of barriers for good reasons, and also for just political and systemic reasons, but we're just trying to make things happen, and GitLab Pages provides a really easy way to be able to whack up a web page and tell the world what you do.
Well, let's talk about some use cases, because I'm imagining one of the scenarios might be why use an external wiki or some other place where you put developer documentation, could be process documentation. Is that something you would do in Pages, kind of information accessible, highly used by the development team or the DevOps team?
I mean, in previous organizations, I've worked in 200, 150 countries, and they all want a small website to be able to talk about what that country-specific office does in their own language, and we're going away and generating relationships with 200 web agencies so that they're able to develop a relatively small, hello, I'm the Netherlands office, hello, I'm the Turkey office, and that's where I think the value starts to come, is that you're centralizing that kind of software use. And it really makes, for me, a big decision that you don't have to make. You've got a platform that provides it.
That's already there.
Here we go. You can do as you want. I can give you the tools. You go and buy a domain. You put something on Pages, attach your domain to Pages. There you've got a website. It's not...
That's standing up another WordPress site or some other tool to do this.
And when I look at, you can embed it into your existing security practices. So we can have CI/CD pipelines.
Probably already tied in if you've tied in other tools. like
Exactly.
GitLab.
But work on that. You ask me for a website, I can give you the ability to have it in a minute. That, if I have to scale out some infrastructure and then manage that infrastructure, the costs over time are just keep growing and growing and growing. And we're already managing GitLab for you. We already have this as a product. And it is no problem for me to give you 100 projects to run if you want to run 100 projects. That's kind of the scale we're at, self-service.
Exactly. So for the rest of the day, for the GitLab Commit conference, what are you hoping to get out of the rest of the day? I know you're probably up here getting ready for your talk, and since it's at the end of the day, you're probably focused on that. But what else would you like to have happen today?
I think for me, it's really important to engage with the community and find where the product is going. Now, for me, I've seen a lot about security whilst I'm here, and I'm quite involved in some other projects with regards to security, HashiCorp projects as well. I'm excited to see that as an integration, because for me, that would team what I think is the best secrets management platform involved with GitLab, and I've had a few discussions with the security team about this already, and when it's going to be ready, because I think that's going to provide greater value to people, and I have people using Vault. I have people who are on
Happy
GitLab.
security team is a happy development team.
and security has become, I think it's become part of DevOps in DevSecOps, but it's also become such an important discussion point when we're talking about software and infrastructure as well. So having that complete vision is something that I'm pretty excited about. And there's been obviously the security panel earlier talking about all of the different features that they're adding. And that seems to be a big new area that GitLab's moving into to really be able to drive that next level of value after we've got, version control. Well, we need to be able to secure everything we're doing, and they're going to put a vision behind that as well.
Well, it's nice too, the community that you can connect with is all parts of it. It's not just developers or product people. It's those folks that are new, folks that are experienced with GitLab. Well, thank you for coming. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you, Mitch.
Digital Anarchist, and wish you the best with your talk later this afternoon. This is Will Hall, the DevOps Consulting with HeleCloud, and we're wrapping up this session here at GitLab Commit.